was, and 3 is overpriced.
So, Mr. Chairman, are we going to seek because we've now allowed ourselves 4 weeks extra time, are we going to seek clarification on those items that Stephen has raised and Fred has
We can do an evaluation, surely. We have the time.
So, will you then be making the 3 aware that a decision is going to be made at the meeting at the end
Well,
of
see Councillor
September?
Morris could assist us on technical evaluation.
Yeah. But you'll make it clear that a decision, you're going to clarify these points with each contractor before a decision is made at the end of September, right?
The only question is, will they hold their resources for that time?
I think it's unrealistic because our meeting's at the end of the month.
I know that's what's concerning me.
So, particularly as we have now said that we are going to let September go, notwithstanding that none of us want to see an untidy village, I think if we then don't communicate the decision until the end of September, the chances of the contractor being able to kick his people into action on the 1st of October is probably pretty small.
What's the next environmental meeting? Because you could delegate authority
It
to
will be
the
the 3rd Thursday of September.
So that's what we're going to tell you.
Unless I suppose you could bring it forward.
Because you can bring it forward and then delegate authority to accept the contracts to the environmental group following clarification. Who's on the environment?
Fred, you are.
And Matt, you are.
I'm going to be in the North Sea.
Oh, so you won't be there.
I'll be deep sea fishing.
Stephen, would you be able to sit in with them if they're going to help
I'm
out?
just concerned about procedures. Whether you're allowing such a large contract to go out and recommended by environmental. Really, I know you could say you're giving delegated powers. It technically hasn't got delegated powers for that, has it?
Because finance doesn't
It's got
mean
the
it's
finance
on
as
the
well,
agenda,
haven't you?
The F&G people.
F&G people.
So who's on
So
F&G
why doesn't the
Fred, you're on.
Why doesn't the F&GP have an extraordinary meeting?
Because we've lost both Kerry and Ken.
Yeah.
This is on it,
Well, because we've lost 2, we've got Fred and I'm not keen on it just being 2 people.
No.
I can't help at all, sorry.
You're not there.
You're going to F&G people, actually.
So 3 you need.
Yeah.
Really would want 4.
Well, I think it should be extra.
So will we have an environmental meeting first? And then
Yeah, I think so.
F&GP?
To recommend to the F&GP
Yeah.
something.
Depending on when those meetings take place and my holidays that are booked, I may or may not be able to help. But
So when are you?
well, I've got some holiday in September
Right.
and I've got some October as well. So
Yeah, well, we need to do it
but I'm
next.
away from 16th to 21st.
So it needs to be before then.
First week in September.
And I'm away the beginning of September, so it's probably not going to be much use to you.
Right. So, Stephen, because they're going to need some, as Fred has said, they're going to need a bit of guidance. So, would you want to step in on not?
Yes, I'll step in on that.
Thank you.
So, will that be, just to clarify, will that be at the environmental, or will that be at the FNGP?
Whichever you require. As long as I've got the day through.
Do you want
Because you can go-
it's environmental, really?
It's going to be environmental because you're going to go
Yeah.
for the nuts and bolts of what's actually going to
Yeah.
be done, aren't you?
I think you're going to need responses back by the environmental to actually evaluate them, rather than sort of say, oh well, what are we going to discuss at environmental if we need this information? You need the information prior.
Yeah, the way I was thinking, I think it's going to have. Yeah.
Thinking about procedurally, is it yourself that has been dealing with contractors?
I'm the one that's gathered in the tenders, but the actual communication has been between most vendor or myself.
Because obviously some people should go from our officers to the tenderers seeking clarification on that. That's what should ideally happen.
What we need is a list, basically a list of questions for each of the contractors.
Is that again?
We need a list of questions for each of the contractors
Yeah.
for them to provide clarification.
To the 3 contractors.
I mean, for some of them, you could even get away with just, are you sure you've read the specification and are you fully signed up to what we're asking for?
No, I think we should clarify further the points that we want to answer.
You've got to say what the problem is.
Mr Chairman, can I, I agree with Stephen on that point. I think we need to say what we're, whether they grasp it or not, I think we need to identify what we're actually after.
Yeah.
12.5 grants per bed is not going to cut it. So it might be small things, but they make up a bigger issue than this.
Well, it's, the thing is, it's expectation.
Yeah.
It's just going to lead to conflict in the future.
So
And as we're all aware of what they put in,
one of the things if environment can sort of sort those questions out and then forward those answers on to the GMP the following week, and then hopefully we'll be in a position to be able to do that.
So if we look to the end of the first week of September having environmental, and then the second week having
So the questions need to go out
Exactly.
straight away.
Exactly.
So that, as Steve was saying, that all those questions have
So
been
that
answered
this week
before
will give them almost
discussion.
2 weeks to get a response back.
obviously other councillors would have questions as well. So if we can sort of coordinate them back to myself.
Do you?
Well,
Yeah.
or who are we going to appoint to coordinate that?
The would-be contract, Mr Chairman, is with effect from the 1st of October.
With effect,
Yeah.
first
The
of
programme of works,
Yes,
which
okay.
would be part of the contractor, would not necessarily be as of the 1st of October.
We want to start on the 1st of October, and my concern is if you delay giving them the contract, then there is a resource issue with all those sectors, I think. We don't want them going, I'll sort that, we'll just go off and do something else instead.
Well, that already creates an issue with contractors not until the contract is trade. Because they have priced this thinking that they're starting in September.
Although I did specifically make it clear that the reason for the separate price in September was because we may or may not let that price.
So are they saying that then September's price will be added on to October's?
We can discuss that. The way I phrased it,
That's another.
they might turn around and say,
potential
we need to
conflict.
up October's price because of the extra work.
Yes, because we haven't done September's.
I think it's questions and clarity, but it's only right that that group actually determines what that's going to be, and you know, let them follow our processes rather than the other way around.
So that'll be Stephen assisting the environmental committee to get the points so that I can send the letters out to the 3 possible contractors.
Probably we'll send them an email tomorrow just saying, by the way, this was what we decided we need to
Yeah.
do. What's the question?
And then to get them back in time for a meeting at the end of the first week of environmental, and then the second week F&GP will make the decision so that we can then let the contractor know. Plenty of time. Right, so can I have a proposal that is the process that we're going to follow, please? And you'll second it, and is everybody in favour of that?
Okay, on the next question, Stephen, you're more than welcome to stay here if you'd like to.
I think as I put in an application, I will do
Okay, all right.
Shall I email you to them to fill out that, or have you got one at home? Okay, item number 8, Freedom of Information requests received. The Parish Council has received 3 Freedom of Information requests, which are related as they've come from the directors of one company. The 3 requests will involve substantial levels of resources to respond to, as the requests cover correspondence over a 40-week period. Having investigated the request with COUNT, the Monitoring Officer and the Information Commissioner's Office, it's evident that the Parish Council office will need to be closed in order for me, as the only person employed, to respond to them within the 20 working day deadline. The monitoring officer has stated it's a tactical matter for councils to decide how the clerk's time is best spent. So, out to you.
Why not?
Well, what about residents?
No, I'm just asking.
I'm telling you, what about residents?
Well, what about residents?
And well, they have questions
Yeah,
come
yeah.
in. We have planning.
I appreciate that, but just say, come out and say it.
Sorry, can we actually run the questions and the answers through the chair?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sorry.
sorry.
That's all right, I'll help you answer.
I mean, it's unreasonable to close the parish office to deal with this. It will take hours and hours and hours for hours.
When you consider the amount of emails that we receive that are channelled through Amanda and how much we've missed her while she's been on holiday,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't see how we wouldn't function without her. I don't see how we could manage.
Can I just point out that we talk about Amanda's time to go through these thousands of emails, but actually, we know from past experience, not all emails were sent through Amanda.
Yeah.
So it's not just Amanda's time, it's every councillor who's been imposed in any part of that time to have to go through their emails to see if they've got anything that Amanda hasn't.
We've all got thousands.
Tom?
Can I ask, I suppose that I'd like some extra clarification. The monitoring officer was here. I would like the word tactical is with respect. What does that mean?
Well, how you expect me to spend my time?
Well, you know, I think with respect that your time needs to be spent for the purpose for which you're employed, really, which is to serve this community in a constructive and positive way. I suppose my question is I don't know the answer, but if the freedom of information request has been made, three freedom of information requests has been made, I'm sceptical as to whether the questions, the information being obtained or wanted is actually, I would suggest it's spurious. And I think that I would like to ask the monitoring officer for extra clarification, because one is easy enough to deal with, but two and three, I think it's the amount of time which we have to go out and justify to our community the fact that the office is closed because Amanda's dealing with this freedom of information request, and I'm uncomfortable about the fact that the parish council, then what is the parish council actually doing? We're wrapped up in admin, which is basically what it is, and that the office is going to be closed for a good many days, probably a couple of weeks, I suspect. And I think that the problem is that there are things that have got to be done, which, with respect to Amanda, she's our chief executive of this council, and I know on the borough council there are Alison Root to do something like that. She would, but I find it difficult. I'd like to ask the monitoring officer really as to what other action can we take as a council. What would happen if we said, well, I'm sorry, but we think that the information requested is basically
vexatious?
Yeah, vexatious.
We can refuse if it poses an unreasonable burden.
I'm just concerned about what burden that will place on this council, and particularly Amanda and our clerk, because I think it's going to just wrap up all the time. But basically, we decided we're going to do something just now, and there's a whole mountain of things that have got to be done. And basically, September's going to go out the window because Amanda's been sitting in her head, buried in these emails.
Exactly.
But it won't be just those, however many, 20 days, whatever it is. The knock-on effect of the next month is how is the work going to be done that Amanda should have been doing in those 20 days.
Because I've still got the 2
Is she
weeks
then going
to
to
catch
do
up on,
them?
because
So
I've just got back.
the next month things aren't going to be done. Some things are going to be missed. Deadlines are going to be missed. and we won't know those deadlines because Amanda won't be able to tell us those deadlines because she'll be doing everything else. So it will be a knock-on effect for every month where probably she'll never catch up.
Absolutely. Has anybody else got any other thoughts on that? That's all around the table. Because the actual kind of summary of that, there's so many things that you mentioned tonight about the utilities contract. We're talking about the Barrack development. We're talking about numerous other applications that are coming into the planning committee. And masses of things that are going on at the moment, which is a massive demand on not only our time but certainly Amanda's. And the real decision is, can we afford listening? I don't think we can.
I don't see how we can
No, I don't see it, no.
What is the wording that the monitoring officer has given in terms of
The Information Commissioner's Office. One of the reasons would be the burden on the authority. The effort required to meet the request will be grossly oppressive in terms of the strain on time and resources. The authority cannot be reasonably expected to comply, no matter how legitimate the subject matter or valid the intention of the request.
Well, there it is in a nutshell.
Yeah, that says it.
That's it.
It is
Yeah.
And I think that should be what the basis of the proposal is then, that we take those words and say,
Exactly those words.
we propose that we don't respond
Yeah.
because
on that basis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so is someone going to propose the wording that I've just read?
And I think I just did.
I'm seconding.
No, I've found Sophia's in favour of that.
And the Information Commissioner's given us the answer, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just too much work.
Okay, before we go on to the date of the next meeting, is anybody from the yeah, that's fine.
Can I just say one thing? Thank you very much.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
yeah, thank you.
Yes.
But I was smoothie coming out.
Not if it's pouring.
yes.
Can I just clarify,
Yeah, the meeting, the meeting is written down.
Are you
Closed.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, Audrey.
Can
No, they were to leave.
Yeah, go.
Just can you clarify, please, have the parish council decided that the grass will not be cut now until October?
Yes.
Okay. What happens about sight lines?
That would be down to Kent Highways.
Yes,
So that doesn't change. If we have sightline issues now, they go through to Kent Highways. So that won't change.
Right, so they would come and cut the grass that's
Yeah.
grown too tall that you
Yeah.
can't
Yes.
see when you're coming out.
Because they own the verges. We just do it as, because we want it to look nicer than the amount of cuts that they offer. Because we cut more than they offer.
Okay, that's all right. So if I find a sight line that
You just let me know.
I can't seem to get out,
Yeah,
I have a
yeah,
prang.
definitely. No, don't have the pain. Let me know before we get to that point.
Right. Can I ask a question about the hard group? Is that allowed?
Yes.
Are there any hard group members still on the council?
Me?
Member, okay. Right, when the hard group started off, we were all getting these information leaflets about their aspirations. And I've gone through them over the last few days. I wondered if someone from the hard group could tell me what they have achieved in this village from the things that they told us. For instance,
Sorry.
Yeah, Larry,
Glenda, can I?
yeah.
Sorry, Audrey, can I just mention one? I think that question should really be directed directly to the hard group, otherwise it might put Glenda as a parish council under duress. But I understand the question. That's
All right, can I just ask, does the hard group still exist?
It does, and Trevor Allwood is the chairman, I believe. They haven't met in a couple of months, I believe.
No, we don't get any information now.
No. They are active in objecting to large planning applications.
Yeah.
But that's all there is that they're doing at the moment.
Okay. Can I ask then?
Sorry,
I did
can I make
read
this a-
somewhere that the CTRL site, it was proposed it didn't go ahead until the road amendments have been done.
Yeah, can I actually mention, as a borough councillor last time, that was me that actually proposed that at Maidstone Council. I actually suggested to them that the highways was actually to be put in place, including all the traffic calming measures, before the development was actually built. That was overturned by the members of Maidstone Borough Council that said it would be done the other way, and they would actually seek to obtain the monies from the developer before the roadworks was put in place. I thought that was disgraceful,
It won't
and I actually stated it at the time. And as you rightly said,
It won't happen.
yeah, but I actually objected against that at Borough Council level.
Dear.
Sorry, can I say?
Yes, as this Freedom of Information Act we were just talking about,
Yes.
now if it had come from two members of the public who've been causing a lot of problems at the moment, would we be in the same position now that we couldn't go ahead with it? Because, I mean, they threaten, you know, you get threats with £10,000 fines and everything, and that's why we're losing councillors left, right and centre at the moment. I mean, Stephen's put in a valid point there, which I think is valid. If these other two people had put in a request, everyone on the committee would have been frightened to object to it because of a £10,000 fine coming from them.
Without naming names.
I'm not naming names.
No, I don't want to name names. If the two that I'm assuming you're talking about had put them in,
Yeah.
we would have had the same situation, because as they're seen as being in the same group,
Yeah.
you put the two